Hey, what's up guys? It's Chilean Raw Doggers here. New YuGiOh deck profile right here.
Alright, we're going to open up the channel with this. Figured why not. I had another YuGiOh channel. I'll link this one and that one. That way I can get everybody that was there to come to this. Started a team with a good friend of mine. We're going to be doing Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh Pro, Pokemon TCG Online. You know, we're going to have everything. We've got the computer editing stuff required and recording stuff required to do the computer things. And, but right now, Yu-Gi-Oh is the main focus just because I've been playing it for quite a while now. And I took a break for a while, and now we're back into it. And, so we started this channel. I'm going to try to get him into it. He's playing Pokemon. We're both getting Pokemon together. We've got Pokemon stuff. We're working on decks and whatnot. So we're going to have Pokemon stuff up soon. Mostly after November is when it's going to get really big, when the new X and Y's come out. But this is Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously, and so that's what you guys are here for, so time's for that. Constellar deck profile. I'm doing this because I took this to a big tournament in about an hour from here, a couple days ago, and I beat Prophecy and Elemental Dragons both with this. I went undefeated, and undefeated in Swiss, and then I made it to top 4, and top 4 I lost to Dragons, but the deck did absolutely phenomenal, especially for it being tier 2, so we'll go ahead and get into the profile. I'll explain what's needed. 3 Pollux, 3 Kaus, obvious, all this is obvious, 3 Sombre, amazing top deck, love it, especially getting it late game, when you and your opponent are trying to scrounge for resources. 3 Algaty, you obviously need that to make more, you know, summon play, like, have more ways to double summon. 2 Sheraton. Even though this card searches for any other Constellar, this card's shit for the deck. It doesn't really do anything other than gets a Constellar. Like, late game, you can get a Sombre with it, go off with that, or early game, you can set up, play Duality, Tinky, and then use this and have your hand set up. But, it doesn't work. It's level 3, and you have to have it with a Kaus, which rarely ever happens for this to be useful. The card's just not that great. So you only run 2. You don't want it to be too cloggy. You don't want to have too many of them. You run Honest, broke as shit, obviously. 2 Bear. You don't run 3 Bear. 3 Bear's overboard. You draw it too much. You don't need it for that much. You run out of Tinkies. 2 Bear's fine. Works perfect. You run 3 Tinky for the Kauses, obviously. And 2 Duality. I run the Dualities so you can dig deeper for your side cards when you side them in. You can side these out if you have to. Digs for your Constellars, depending on what you need, gives you options. 1 Mind Control, because Kaus can manipulate his levels anywhere from 2 to 6, so you can Mind Control just about anything. You can side it out against Dragon's Prophecies, it's no problem. 3 MST, you hate back row, and on top of that 2 Lance, because you hate back row. This protects Pallades when you make him, and or your Prese page, whatever you need to protect. Your Beehive, should I say. It's a lot easier to say. Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, obvious. For your traps, you run a decent trap lineup. Safe Zone's a real option for this deck. I was going to get 1 Safe Zone and run it. I was going to try to run 2. I don't really have the room. It's not really as good as a lot of people are making it out to be. It's not $30 good. It's overboard as hell. That's way too much for a Safe Zone. But, you got 2 Bottomless. Card's great. This format's phenomenal. 2D Prison. And same with that. It's absolutely incredible. Bottomless beats the hell out of Torrential. D-Prison beats the hell out of Mirror Force. I don't run any Torrentials. You run 1 Mirror Force because it's good to have that 1 Mass Removal card in there, but you don't want to run... I don't want to run 2. It's just too much. Like, these do perfectly fine, because typically your opponents are only going to have 1 monster on board this format. Unless, of course, you're playing Infernities and you're just kind of boned anyway. They're going to have a barrier. Infernities is a really tough matchup with this deck, but if you know what you're doing, you can beat them. 2 Chains, stop monster effects. Veilers only stop it for 1 turn. Chains stop it, you know, until they kill it. and it stops them from attacking. Chain's really good, and not only that, you can bounce chain if you make a play where it's needed. And then the Solemn Duo is warnings busted and judgment stops whatever you want. Alright, and now we're going to get into the extra deck. Okay, first off, you play Tiger King. I play the Tiger King anyway because you run Beast Warriors. You know, this is good. One Beehive. Beehive, you never want more than one of, but it's a really good card to have. It's really great. It's like a walking Kalut. You never make more than two, but I've made two on multiple occasions. Constellar Omega, phenomenal card, walking like Pandemic. This deck's Pandemic. And Pallades. You run two Pallades, and the thing about Pallades is you don't run three because I've never made three. I usually either win or lose before I can make three. I ran into like one position where I could have made three, but I was already like thrashing the guy so hard that it didn't even matter. Because once this deck snowballs out of control, like you're gonna be able to control your opponent's entire game. So, I mean, one M7, you don't make that many M7 plays, you just need one. You don't run the rank 3 guy because he's trash. Instead, you just got Leviair because you run Sombre. Giga Brilliant, he's light, pumps up monsters, Tim Tempo because he's amazing. Enough said. Star Liege, incredible. Put up Hyper Operative, generic 4, light. Shockmaster, you make him incredibly easy. Great. Like, this won me Game Against Prophecies. Tyrus, generic 5. You don't run Volcasaurus. It's not good anymore. It's not as good as people say it is. It doesn't do enough. Chimera Attack. Okay, for your side deck, two electric me games against dragons like no other. This absolutely thrashed dragons. Like, the guy I was playing, literally, I played him once, I played dragons multiple times. I played this guy in Swiss, and he literally, we went into top, after it got all the way through Swiss and everything else, we got into top 4, and that's where I played him again. He beat me there, but he started making game 2 and 3, he made Big Eye turn 1 instead of Dracosac, because he was afraid of Electric Virus, because I'd had it so much. The card's amazing. It won me, it helped me beat him the first time. Two Thunder King. You can make your Omega with this, or Paladinamo, and beat the hell out of Prophecies. Like this, open this against Prophecies, and I won game 3. So, two Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon is incredible because you can take the Dracosac. It's just another way to get rid of Dracosac. It's also really good against gadgets and whatnot. So, two Level Limit. I tried this, against Heroes and Darkles and all these Sams and all these random ass gay road decks that are floating around. And I didn't really play too many of them, so I didn't really get to use that. But two Gozen, because Gozen's good. Obviously, Dragons and whatever else, and not really good against. Well, it's okay against Infernities. Mind Drain, phenomenal card. I didn't draw it nearly enough. I wish I would have, but Mind Drain's incredible. And two Soul Drain. Soul Drain, I drew this against Dragons, and I activated it, and the guy tried to MST, and I judgmented his MST, and that's what won me the game, because he couldn't get rid of this. Like this, like people say kinda hurts Dragons, no, this stomps Dragons, and it also hurts water. So there was a water deck there, and it ended up getting in the top 4. And finally, Cat's Ear Tribe. This card reads, alright, it says, during the damage step of your opponent's turn, the original attack of his or her monsters that attack this card become 200. He has 200 attack, but he's a Beast Warrior, so he's searchable by Tinky, and Tinky bumps him up 100, so he's 300, and so he becomes a wall. You can't get over him, and he just sits there, and so he's phenomenal against decks that don't have a way to pop, like Heroes, and in some cases Infernity, depending on what kind of, how their setup is and whatnot. But this card is amazing. I sided this in a few times, and literally every time I got it, it did so much for me. It was amazing. But, yeah, but that's it for the deck profile, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. This has been Team Chilean Raw Doggers.